Whenever you come across this reading, pay attention, because in the next 3 months, your life is going to completely change. Now, here's the thing that you didn't quite see. Why is your life completely changing? Now, and I don't often like to do readings like this. Your life may have been under the influence. Now, it says someone is hexing here. Now, when I read tarot, for those of you who know of my other channel, I do have another YouTube channel. Feel free to find it. Both channels, I didn't tell what the other channel is, so just feel free to align to either YouTube channel. But when I read readings like this, I read it from a higher perspective, not from the perspective of fear. Because it's not just lighting a candle. Some of those Old Testament prayers are hexes. When you read the Old Testament and it says, like, I curse your lineage and your kids, where it doesn't just have to be with a candle. There's many ways that people can send negativity. It does say someone is hexing here. It says it. And so there are many different ways that can happen, right? There is power in the tongue. And, there's candles too. Now, we do have justice here. Depth, awareness, importance, value, soulmates. And it does say someone's hexing. Was it a soulmate of yours? Someone that you know? We do have depth here. Awareness, importance, and value. Something is being cleansed and cleared from your life. And in the next 3 months, you're going to have a brand new life. And it's because there was some, say, negativity. It does say there's a spell. Someone's hexing and negativity. All right, where that's being lifted off of your life in all of its forms and effects. Now, for those of you maybe who resonate with this, I remove all forms and effects, say, of witchcraft, of negativity, of evil eyes. I remove evil eyes from my life in all of their forms and effects. All right, now we're going to take the cards that are face up for the collective here. Why do we have someone is hexing, soulmates, depth, justice? Why do we have someone is hexing, soulmates, depth, justice? Is it someone that you are in a relationship with? It says time, unexpected changes. So just confirmation though. For the next, you will have unexpected changes either in 3 months or for the next 3 months, where you're going to see all of this form and effects of whatever this is be lifted off of you. We have secret admirer, suppressing timid, union. Why do we have union and resistance for someone is hexing? Why do we have someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity? Oh, sugar. Sugar, honey, iced tea. All right, Jai Ma Kali Ma. Let's get into this reading. I say Jai Ma Kali Ma. Kali Ma has the authority over all black magic. Now I want to clarify this too. I'm not a regular tarot reader, where I read from a place of a non-dualistic perspective. So I am an initiated high priestess in 3 different lineages. And again, that's why I look at things from a non-dualistic perspective, where this could be many things. People have used the name of Jesus Christ, colonization, to control people. This could be anything. But people often jump to the candles and things like that. It's like, oh, some of the witches are not bitches. Some of the witches are pretty good, So it depends what it is. At the end of the day, there is power in the tongue. The cards are coming out, truth. This is the truth. Your life was under the influence of some form or effect, say of witchcraft, and it's being lifted off of you. Now, for someone's hexing, there's a spell, negativity. Why do we have justice? Why do we have justice? Someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity. Oh, sugar. Sugar, honey, iced tea. I've said it before on this channel. Ooh, fired up. That's the Kali Ma energy, okay? Kali Ma may resonate with you. We got Kali Ma all over this reading here. Now, Kalima is not human or ego rage. This is Kalima right here. Now, for some of you, though, you may feel upset in some way, shape, or form. Now, there's a love spell present. There is a love spell that is present. When you do love spells on people, you are interfering with their soul destiny. You are delaying them. And again, if there's anyone out there that's listening to this that doesn't, no, there's no judgment. I'm the most open-minded person. I'm just speaking from a place of, say, mystery school, ancient wisdom, truth. Somebody almost like tried to bind you to them. We're going to grab this deck. What do we have for the collective here? Why do we have, someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, truth. Oh, devotion, Krishna. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. Isis, all set. Now she's the goddess of magic. Magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. What some of you need to hear is you have authority. You have authority. And just remember your soul authority. Where again, so I am a Kalima. Look at that. Shiva. Om Namaha Shiva. I am a Kalima high priestess. Or priestess. Devotee, whatever resonates with you. Names and words and labels don't matter at all. But I work a lot with Kalima. I am actually initiator of Isis Osset too. So 3 different lineages. But I'm only mentioning that to give you context of the deeper, because we do have depth, the deeper ancient wisdom that needs to come through in this reading on things like, say, magic or, if someone's hexing or love spells and binding and things like that. Control. Or rather, oftentimes in YouTube tarot, it's entertaining of like, they're doing magic on you and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Oh my God, go get them. And that's like from the root of fear. I don't do that. What's happening here, or not even what's happening here, for you that's watching me today, no matter, say, if you continue, whatever, my YouTube channel, other YouTube channels, when it comes to things like hexes or spells or negativity, evil eye, whatever it is being sent your way, number 1, don't drop into the root of fear. It feeds off of that. And that's why I don't read tarot readings in that way. It feeds off of fear. So we're not going to read the tarot to continue to fuel it. 2, you have soul authority over anything and everything. There is no spell. There is no high priest or high priestess. There is no anything that has authority over your soul authority. It is only perceived hierarchy and authority. But there is no one there, that has authority over you. And that's the highest truth. That's why I kind of defend the witches and the bitches sometimes. We're like with the witchcraft, not everybody who, say, lights candles is trying to control. Sometimes it's for their own healing or protection or things like that. Trying to control, nah, not over here. But sometimes people do. Because here's also the thing. People have used the name of Jesus for control and for murder and genocide and so many other things. It's about the intention. Remembering that you have soul authority. Why do we have someone is hexing? There's a spell, negativity, and truth. Trusting heaven. Archangel Michael, you are safe. Miracles are about to happen over here, okay? We have Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off of your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. So the throat chakra can also resonate with you. Mercury energy. I'm going to grab this deck. For the collective today, why do we have someone is hexing? There's a spell, negativity, and truth. Oh, we don't have to drop into the root of fear. That's why you came here to this reading today. We're not reading from the root of fear. We're reading from the heart. Reverence, kindness, consideration, the high lady or lord of love and compassion. Positive expectations, clarity, the eyes of beauty. When it comes, look at that. And then the shadow queen, the queen of the light, resurrection. Someone throws unintegrated shadow your way. Anyone who's doing a hex or this or that, it's unintegrated. Say someone who even does a love spell. Do you feel so insecure? That I think it's very blunt, but like, do you feel so insecure that someone wouldn't love you that you do a love spell to bind them to you? That's control. Just naturally attract them. And, the eyes of beauty, positive expectations, clarity, reverence, kindness, consideration. You have authority over this. And, sometimes, especially on my other channel, oh my God, why are you reading those? Because it's true for some people, and some people need to hear it through this octave, through this voice. And by that, I mean like the voice of truth with no fear. Jaima Kalima, and we do have Shiva on the bottom of the deck. Now, Shiva is amazing for clearing those things out too. Bharavi, is amazing. Har Har Mahadev, that's a war cry. That mantra is amazing as well. So Shiva can resonate with you. We do have Mercury, so like Hermes kind of energy. And then we do have Isis Osset over here as well, where you're getting justice because the only reason why you were with someone is there was some sort of love spell present. I'm going to grab one more card of advice. We're going to grab from this deck. For the collective, why do we have someone is hexing? There's a spell. Why do we have someone is hexing? There's a spell. Truth. Sacred medicine over here. I always have such a hard time pronouncing that. Asclepios, I think. I have a speech impediment. For the comments sometimes. I'm like, why did you say it that way? I have a speech impediment and I own it. Sacred medicine. So let's dive deeper over here. For the collective. For the collective here, why do we have someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth? Why do we have someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth? Trust your intuition. Why do we have, where is it? Where is that card? Justice. Why do we have justice and soulmates? Why do we have justice and soulmates here? Three of Swords. Yeah, you're releasing someone. It could have been someone that you were in a relationship with. This is definitely love and romance, but to the point where for some of you, you even got like married, you got with that person. All of a sudden you're single. With the surprise over here, single. Why do we have surprise and single? The Empress card, okay? Surprise. You're meant to attract. There's more coming. Why the Empress card with single and surprise? Then we have the King of Pentacles. So Libra, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. Why do we have single and surprise? The Empress and the King of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. We do have the Six of Swords over here. Now, we have honest and then truth over here, where you could have been dealing with the Libra, you could have been dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All of a sudden, you're on your own and you're moving forward here. Now, for the collective of someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth. Why the Knight of Pentacles? For someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth. Why the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit card? For someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth. Why the Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit card, and the Seven of Swords? For someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth. Why the Five of Wands here? Why the Five of Wands? For someone is hexing, there's a spell, negativity, and truth. Aries, Leo, Sag. Are you dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag? Black cats can also resonate with you. Why do we have Five of Wands and the Queen of Wands? For there's a spell, hexing, negativity, truth. Whoa, where it actually kind of shows that for some of you, you may have actually, say, been married or in a relationship. The Hierophant is all about unions, relationships. It says commitment, marriage. Why the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Wands? For someone is hexing, there's a spell, truth. Why the Queen of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Five of Wands? For someone is hexing, there's a spell and truth. Why Five of Wands, the Hierophant? Whoa. You have Eight of Coins in reverse here. For some of you, confirmation, Two of Pentacles, you're going to get it all back. Whoa. I'm so sorry for my ad-libs. Ooh, ah, whoa, wow. A-E-I-O-U. It's a vowel. Eight of Swords here. This person had you trapped. Here it goes. Your money was being drained in some way, shape, or form. Things weren't working out in some way, shape, or form when you were in this marriage, in this union. You were in this marriage, in this union. You never got, your wealth may have plateaued in this marriage or union. Your wealth plateaued. Things weren't working out because you were never supposed to be in that relationship. Why do we have the Page of Cups for the outcome of someone is hexing, there's a spell and truth? Why the Page of Cups? Why the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands? For there's a spell, hexing, and truth. Why Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands? For there's a spell, hexing, and truth. Whoa. I will say, like, you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. This is marriage in reverse. For some of you, it was your partner or ex-partner. Your partner or ex-partner either hexed you, a spell. And again, I'm still going to say those prayers in the Old Testament are crazy. Now, I'm not saying this from a place of a tarot reader. I was born in the church. I still have multiple pastors in my family. You know, I know the Bible in depth, especially the book of Revelations, Ecclesiastes, etc. There are some Psalms that are crazy. When you say it literally, it sounds crazy. And by that, I mean, like the ones that are like, destroy them, destroy their sons and their lineages and their daughters. And that is crazy. To feel comfortable saying that out loud is crazy. And that's coming from a high priestess. I wouldn't even say those words out loud. Words hold power. Those are the teachings of Isis, all set. The mastery of the throat and of speech, where the Ankh is at the throat. Mercury, communication. Part of understanding like your personal authority is not trying to even have authority over other people. There's power in the tongue, and that's what this reading is saying, because for some of you, it can be, I'll give this example. I'm thinking of a conversation I had with a high priestess and professional human years ago. And she had asked me for advice where she said, you know, Jocelyn, someone spoke these words over my life, and my life, it almost, and I don't believe it, I don't have fear, but Jocelyn, my life has been like that since that person spoke words over my life. It's not always about the candles. You know, they like to induce fear when it comes to candles and things like that. Sometimes, it's about the power of the tongue. It's about your intentions. The name of Jesus was used to kill millions of people, genocides. You know, it's about the power of the tongue. So when I read this, we're not just thinking of like, you know, candles. It's just what their thoughts, their intentions, their words upon your life. So say like, you know, you got married to the enemy. For some of you, like, you need to know that, like, you were married to the enemy. This person, you know, they're loving you, they're loving on you, they're working against you while they're married to you or with you. We have 10 of Cups in reverse here. Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Now, for some of you, you also need to know, like, you know, don't feel small. Everyone has a soul authority. It's your birthright to live in your soul destiny, your soul alignment, life purpose. That's your birthright. Anybody, you know, and sometimes, you know, whether it be the witchy, you know, the witch of the west or the east or whatever, right? Whether it be the person who, though, is like, say, praying from a means of control, whatever it may be, it's still a form of control. And this is someone who, you know, they could have been married to you, in a relationship with you in some way, shape, or form, or family, a lot of family cards here. However, they're praying against you. You know, there's someone who's thinking so hard against you while they're with you, where it's like, what the? God saved you from an ex-lover or like present lover. God saved you from that person. Because this is someone who was truly wishing things upon you. And you're wondering why, like I will say, this is not, I don't like this Queen of Wands energy. I don't like it. This is a Queen of Wands energy where, again, non-gender specific, it could be male, but this is the type of energy of, you're with me and you're mine. But like, it's not in a good way. It's like this, which is control. This is someone who you became in a relationship, say, with them. Again, non-gender specific, could be any gender. But this is someone who, they don't just want to be in a relationship with you. It's like, this person wants to snatch your soul, and snatching souls is not good. Like, you know, no snatching souls here. Where this is someone, though, that like Rapunzel let down her hair. That's what I'm hearing. This is someone that would marry you, and as soon as they marry you, you're getting put away in a dungeon. Freaking Bowser and, Bowser and Peach. Rapunzel, like that kind of energy where that person wants you and they love you. But no, this is not love. This is control. This is someone who you became in a relationship with them. But like everything, like they didn't want you, like, say, to even like work. They didn't want you to do this. They didn't want you to do that. This person controlled every aspect of your life because they just want you. And that's like, ooh. This is someone that, you know, and for some of you, it was only though as you got into a relationship with them, or just like too far into the relationship where it's like, oh, it's too late. You know, you're already married, you already have, say, kids with them, you know, whatever it may be in relationship with them. But this is someone, though, who they want all of you, they want all of your time, not in a good way. This is also maybe someone who was kind of love bomby. And I will say, you were perhaps alone before this person. The Hermit card, Knight of Pentacles. This is also kind of someone who preyed on you. Pray, P-R-A-Y, P-R-E-Y. Both. All right. For the collective here on someone's hexing, there's a spell negativity and truth. Why? Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit card, Seven of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles here. This person saw and knew, say, soul destiny. They saw and knew your potential. The Hangman, it says sacrifice. You are not the sacrifice. You're the altar that they bring an offering to, you know, and not that they have to bring an offering, you know, love and truth is the best offering you can give. The World card. This person wanted a taste of your divinity. This person wanted a taste of what it is that you can offer. But here's the thing, it's important for you to be mindful of who these people are. Sometimes these people are unconscious and subconsciously doing this. For the collective on, there is someone hexing, there's a spell negativity and truth. Why the Hermit card and the Knight of Pentacles here? For some of you, it could have even been same gender. This person... It's interesting, I said in the beginning of this reading, that they could have kind of altered your soul destiny. And I read all of these energies as conscious as I can, and hopefully it's clear that it's from the root of no fear. This person, again, whether it's subconscious or unconscious, did they want you, or did they know exactly what God has for you? Seven of Swords, they were sneaky in their intentions of coming into your life. Deception, enemies disguised as friends. There is someone here that knew your spiritual power. Perhaps they knew your soul destiny. They knew what you were destined and meant for in the long run. They came in as a lover. It brought chaos and havoc, and it actually brought a lot of destruction. You're free from this person, and that's what you need to know in this reading. Now, what is the outcome of this reading for, there's a spell, negativity, hexing, and truth? Why the Death card for there's a spell, negativity, hexing, and truth? It's done over here. We do have the Death card. We have the Ten of Swords over here. Why the Death card and the Ten of Swords? Let's grab this tarot deck. Why the Death card and the Ten of Swords for someone's hexing, there's a spell, truth. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. Somebody, I will say, this is really ugly. Very ugly. Of this person brought death and destruction and chaos into your life. Why the Death card, Ten of Swords, and the Five of Wands for the outcome? Look at that, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and look at that Eight of Pentacles in reverse here as well, but only when this person was in your life. Your own lover was your hidden enemy. And that's what this reading is saying. And again, we're saying this from a place of a higher perspective of truth. So what is the advice for the collective on there's a spell, hexing, negativity, truth? Why do we have there's a spell, hexing, negativity, truth? What is the advice? Why the Three of Wands for advice of there's a spell, hexing, truth? Let's see what card just fell. The Moon card in reverse. Okay, third eye opening. You are protected over here. The Moon card came out in reverse, Three of Wands. You're expanding beyond this. And here's the thing too, right? So when it comes to things like hexes, right? Like hexes and say black magic and control, which again, there are many different ways that people can do this in different ways. It tries to distort the third eye. So not to say that it can't affect your physical life, right? I've seen it happen. Yes, everyone is protected. I have also seen those types of things happen. But here's the thing. It's trying to induce fear of what you know is your truth. The life that you were living with that partner, that life was not your truth. Nothing was working out. Things were stagnant. Things were plateaued. It was because of the person you were connected to, because of the person that you were married to, in a relationship with. And then the key thing here, though, is a relationship where, again, this reading is going deep, that things like control and black magic only distort the third eye here. You're expanding beyond it. You see it for what it is, and it's clearing from your life in all of its forms, all of its effects. Again, you could say this prayer. Doesn't matter who you are. Everyone has soul authority. I remove all forms and effects of, say, black magic, of negativity, of whatever upon my life. And so it is. Through all time and through all space, past, present, future lifetimes. And imagine all of that energy disintegrating and your life shifting and changing. Your life is going to change over the next 3 months because there's actually maybe a spell or negativity or hexing, if that resonates with you, that is being lifted off of you. And for some of you, your ex-partner's presence is just for some of you, it could just really, this person just seemed like they wanted everything from you. They want your money, they want your emotions, they want everything. So that, even if that person didn't do anything, that person in itself is the hex, is the curse, just being with that person is a curse. Okay. And, yeah. So what's coming in for the collective after this negativity is removed? What is coming in? What is coming in? All of a sudden, things finally start working out and you feel so much better. We have the Page of Wands over here, the Seven of Pentacles. Persistence in my efforts will yield security. Where things were only stagnant because of your partner or ex-partner. Page of Wands, all of a sudden, throat chakra's open. All of a sudden, with the Page of Wands here, you feel better, you feel good. Money is flowing, right? Things are working out for you. Again, this is a very general reading. It could be spell work. Remember that there's power in the tongue. It doesn't matter if a candle is lit. And then for others of you, this person's presence is a fucking, sorry, it's like a curse, okay? Like the way that this person just is, like they are the walking negativity, okay? Like this is someone who is so controlling of you, critiquing of you. Your money was plateaued. But this is the type of person that, I want to say almost narcissistic though. Because I say that, I don't use that word often either because I feel like the whole world does. And, oftentimes it's just not it. But here's the thing with this person. Like, this is the type of person that would make you lose all your friends, quit your job so that you're only theirs. You don't have to work a day in your life. Just stay home with me. Where it's like, oh, I'd rather go to work. I ain't staying home with you. I don't care what it is. Like, that's what this reading is here. And they're showing up as an Aries, Leo, Sag. That is extremely controlling. And again, the way that Queen of Wands is showing up, it could just be like their presence is the negativity. It doesn't necessarily have to be spell work. Take this reading only as it resonates. But this person definitely impacted your life a lot in different ways. As you release this relationship, all of a sudden roads are opening in all different ways. So that's what I have for you. What is advice for this reading of someone is hexing, there's a spell of truth. Patience and stillness over here. All right, so being patient in this, it feels like this situation has happened over time. All right, why do we have patience and stillness for someone's hexing? There's a spell, truth. Confirmation here, trust. Trust that nobody can destiny swap with you. Nobody can impact your destiny, where things can be delayed. And I will say this marriage, this partnership, this union delayed your soul destiny. Like, it's coming through as truth. But we do have authentic purpose, inspiration, free will, the map maker of destiny. Okay, you are in alignment with soul destiny in this reading. What is another card of advice for someone's hexing? There's a spell, truth. What advice do we have for someone's hexing? There's a spell, truth. Third eye is open and you're in your power. We do have indecision, the crossroads over here. The temple path. Solar plexus, so that would be you calling back your power. Call back your power. Call back all parts of your soul destiny. Call back all parts of your star self. With the third chakra over here, the solar plexus, this is you remembering your soul authority. Through all time, through all space. This is like galactic authority, where again, like people could, they could go to the Bibles, they could even go to the candles, etc. Let's go a step above that of like the Ma'at, right? Ma'at, truth, justice, balance, galactic truth, beyond all conditioning, all programs, all religions, beliefs, etc. Third eye. Sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Chamuel can resonate with you. Okay, so there's a third eye opening here too. I'm going to grab one final card of advice. What's a final card of advice for someone's expecting? Is someone expecting? What do we have for someone is hexing? There's a spell, truth. Why do we have someone's hexing? There's a spell and truth. You're sensitive to energy and you know it, you feel it. And Jaima Kalima, that fire is coming up of like, no. Don't lift up that candle. Don't say those words. Touch not the anointed. Don't do this prophet any harm. King Neptune, sensitivity. Okay, you're sensitive to energy. You feel it. You know it. Athena, wise decision. Okay, this decision it is that you've made, it's wise over here. All right. And continuing to make wise decisions, but also say that soul authority, call back your energy. All right. That's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.